Welcome back to our incredible journey where forgotten pocket change transforms into unbelievable fortunes, where history hides in your wallet, and where a single overlooked coin could change your life forever. And today we are stepping into one of the most shocking, unbelievable, and jaw-dropping stories in modern coin collecting. The 1983 mint mark P $quarter USA coin that cost a staggering $12 million because of its rare and mysterious errors and mistakes that have collectors battling, investors bidding, and historians scratching their heads as to how such an ordinary coin turned into one of the most valuable quarters ever discovered. And while millions of people held this coin in their hands without realizing its hidden power, only a microscopic handful possessed the versions with anomalies that defy logic, precision, and the strict American minting standards that rarely allow such monumental blunders. And what makes this coin extraordinary is not just one error, but the mind-blowing possibility of multiple combined striking, planchet, die, and alignment defects that elevate it to mythical status. And if you have one of these error-filled 1983 P $quarter coins in your drawer, your forgotten jar, your piggy bank, or lost somewhere in your home in an old coat pocket, then you might unknowingly be holding a fortune because collectors are on the hunt like treasure seekers. Knowing that the 1983 P $quarter stands as one of the most unpredictable and shockingly high value coins in United States minting history, and it's all because of the mistakes that slipped through at a time when economic pressure was high. The mint was producing coins rapidly, and quality checks may have missed a monumentally rare batch, leading to double-struck impressions, off-center stamping, missing layers, incorrect metal composition, and extremely rare die breaks that create spiderweb cracks and raised metal veins on the coin's surface, turning what should have been a simple 25-cent piece into a captivating historical artifact worth far more than gold, diamonds, or even luxury real estate. And when we dive deeper into the possible compositional errors, such as the alleged existence of 1983 P $quarters accidentally struck on copper alloy planchets instead of the intended cupronickel-clad content, it creates an entirely new classification of rarity that numismatists treat like currency royalty because composition errors are the most unforgiving and noticeable mistakes, surviving years of circulation without fading, without smoothing away, and without erasing the proof of the mint's oversight. Which is why experts analyze weight very closely, since the wrong planchet creates a deviation as small as fractions of grams but transforms its value exponentially. And speaking of exponential value, imagine the shock of a coin collector weighing a random quarter on a scale only to see a discrepancy that leads to further testing, revealing the stunning truth that the coin is not what it appears to be on the surface. And those surface details hold even more secrets because the 1983 P $quarter is infamous for its double die obverse error, where Washington's image appears slightly ghosted, doubled, or shadowed, especially around the phrases "Liberty" and "I in God We Trust," as well as the date itself, which if struck twice with minute separation, creates a collectible masterpiece that defies the expected precision of mint stamping machines. And this doubling possibility combined with misaligned die rotations means certain coins can appear turned a few degrees off-center, like the image and lettering are competing for space, which becomes even more dramatic when paired with off-center cuts along the rim or partial missing reeded edges where the gripping texture simply does not exist because the coin escaped the reading process or entered incorrectly. Further proving that mint errors occur in layers, not singular mistakes, adding thrilling suspense to every collector's search because you never know what version you hold until you look, and look deeply, under magnification, which brings us to one of the most unbelievable elements, the rumor and occasional verified sighting of 1983 P $quarters missing the clad layer entirely, revealing the rusty brown copper core underneath, shocking collectors as if the coin aged differently from all others. But in reality, it may not be age, but a manufacturing flaw where the metal sandwich structure failed, exposing raw copper that should never be visible on a professionally minted US quarter. And when these missing clad error coins appear combined with die cracks that create raised metal pathways resembling lightning strikes branching across Washington's jawline, neck, or near the eagle's wings on the reverse side, the rarity climbs far beyond expectations, becoming an ultra-limited treasure so desirable that collectors and investors compete with staggering bids reaching the unbelievable $12 million price tag at exclusive auctions where rarity becomes the true currency. And this unbelievable valuation continues to rise because demand is driven by two forces, scarcity and mystery, since not even the United States Mint can determine precisely how many of these flawed coins escaped into public circulation, making every person with a 1983 p quarter a potential millionaire without even knowing it, sparking a frenzy of people rechecking their old boxes, their inherited coin jars from parents or grandparents, and the overlooked containers of pocket change stored for decades in attic corners or locked inside forgotten drawers, meaning the possibilities are wide, unpredictable, and exciting, because stories have emerged where someone purchased a cheap box of old household goods from a garage sale only to find a rare error coin hiding at the bottom. Or a person casually sorting through coins for fun as a hobby suddenly discovering a fortune disguised as a simple quarter. And these real-life stories fuel imagination and possibility, reminding us that extraordinary opportunities sometimes hide in ordinary places, and the condition of the 1983 p quarter plays another enormous role in its valuation because collectors obsess over grading, knowing that even the most microscopic scratch or circulation damage could reduce value dramatically. Which is why uncirculated or mint-state quality pieces with error combinations are considered nearly priceless, especially when authenticated by top agencies who encapsulate and certify them, transforming the coin from pocket change into museum-grade investment material. And as the rarity increases over time due to loss, melting, or natural wear, the surviving few become even more desirable, fueling a collector's dream and an investor's ambition. And as the world becomes more digital with cashless transactions, physical currency like the 1983 p quarter gains historical significance, becoming more valuable not only because of its errors but because it becomes a symbol of an era that is fading, which is why this coin stands as a reminder that mistakes, accidents, and imperfections often become the most exceptional treasures, and if you have one, protect it, analyze it, research it, because you never know. Your journey from pocket change to multimillionaire might begin with a simple coin minted in 1983 carrying the quiet but powerful letter P, holding inside its metal composition the story of oversight, rarity, and unimaginable value, proving that the smallest objects sometimes carry the biggest fortunes. Next, 1979 no mint mark quarter dollar, a coin that has stunned the numismatic world with an astonishing $17 million valuation due to its extremely rare errors and mistakes, making it one of the most sought-after quarters in United States minting history. A coin that is not only valuable for its age but because of the mysterious circumstances surrounding its creation, production, and survival. And while millions of these quarters were minted for everyday circulation, only a microscopic number exist in the error categories that elevate their worth from mere change to unimaginable riches. And what makes this coin so extraordinary is that it contains a combination of mistakes that are almost mythical, including die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies, planchet anomalies, and misalignment issues that collectively create a coin so unique that collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts at exclusive auctions, private sales, and numismatic showcases. And the journey of the 1979 no mint mark quarter begins with understanding the historical context, a time when the United States Mint was under pressure to produce high volumes of quarters due to growing economic demand, yet quality control, despite being rigorous, could not catch every flaw, and some coins slipped through with subtle yet significant errors that would go unnoticed for decades until careful collectors, investors, and experts analyzed them under magnification, spotting anomalies that immediately elevated the coins to legendary status. And among the most fascinating errors on the 1979 no mint mark quarter are off-center strikes, where the coin's design is partially missing or skewed, creating an impression that seems almost surreal, as if the coin was struck by accident. And collectors prize these errors because each one is unique, the misalignment never exactly repeating, which means no two coins are identical, increasing scarcity and value exponentially. And then we have double struck or doubled die errors, a phenomenon where the coin is struck twice with a slight shift between impressions, causing Washington's profile, the date, and the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust to appear ghosted, shadowed, or layered, a subtle effect that may be invisible to the casual observer but immediately detectable to experts. And these doubled elements make the coin not only a collector's item, but also a study in minting anomalies, with some pieces even showing partial duplication or complete doubling that transforms a mundane quarter into a treasure of historical and financial significance. And yet the intrigue does not end there, because planchet errors on the 1979 no-mint mark quarter are equally astonishing, with some coins accidentally struck on incorrect metal blanks, leading to subtle variations in color, weight, and surface texture that are impossible to replicate, and immediately distinguishable from standard quarters. And when these planchet anomalies combine with die cracks, lines, ridges, and raised veins forming unexpected patterns across the coin's surface, they create a visual spectacle that seems almost artistic, as though the coin itself tells a story of minting chaos frozen in time. And then there are edge errors, including missing or incomplete reading along the rim, a feature that usually gives quarters their characteristic tactile feel, but in rare instances is entirely absent, leaving a smooth edge that is immediately noticeable to a trained eye. And the absence of reading in combination with other errors drastically increases the coin's value, especially because only a handful of such specimens are known to exist, making each one a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And the condition of the coin plays another critical role, with uncirculated or mint-state examples commanding astronomical sums due to their preservation, clarity, and visual appeal, while circulated versions, though rare, are slightly less valuable yet still incredibly desirable to collectors and investors. And when we consider provenance, some 1979 no-mint mark quarters have emerged from estates, old coin collections, and forgotten jars of pocket change, highlighting the thrilling possibility that an everyday person could unknowingly possess a multi-million-dollar coin hidden in their home for decades. And stories abound of individuals discovering such coins while sorting through drawers, counting change, or cleaning old boxes, instantly transforming ordinary moments into life-changing events. And auction houses, numismatic experts, and collectors alike have documented that bids for verified error specimens have reached the unbelievable $17 million mark, demonstrating the sheer value of scarcity, uniqueness, and historical significance. And as we explore the specific errors, we see a fascinating combination. Some coins exhibit die cracks branching across Washington's profile, connecting to letters and "I in God We Trust," creating intricate raised patterns that resemble miniature lightning strikes frozen in metal, while others display off-center strikes where the eagle on the reverse is partially missing or cut off, producing an almost surreal visual effect that challenges our perception of minting perfection. And in some cases, both errors coexist on a single coin, producing a compound rarity that elevates its desirability far beyond conventional error coins. And then there are striking anomalies where the metal appears slightly stretched or compressed due to high-pressure misalignments during the minting process, resulting in raised or depressed surfaces that are tactily noticeable and visually extraordinary, each variation unique, never exactly repeated in another specimen, which contributes to the excitement, the drama, and the staggering market value of this legendary coin. And the 1979 no-mint mark quarter is not only valuable for its physical errors but also for the story it represents, a period of rapid mint production, unforeseen mistakes, the survival of rare coins in circulation, and the thrill of discovery that connects ordinary people to a multi-million-dollar historical artifact. And this is why collectors worldwide obsess over this coin, often traveling across continents, attending auctions, consulting experts, and comparing notes to confirm authenticity, provenance, and grading, because even the smallest detail, a minor die crack, a tiny doubled element, or a slight off-center strike, can translate to millions in value. And the excitement is compounded by the limited number of verified error coins, with only a few confirmed specimens changing hands publicly, meaning every newly discovered example is a headline-grabbing event, generating buzz, speculation, and fierce competition among the wealthiest and most dedicated numismatists. And the market dynamics ensure that each coin's value continues to rise over time, fueled by scarcity, historical importance, and the growing fascination with physical currency in an increasingly digital world. And as more people realize that forgotten jars of coins could contain these hidden treasures, the hunt intensifies, and the 1979 no-mint mark quarter becomes not only a collectible but also a symbol of the unexpected fortunes that can emerge from ordinary life, proving that sometimes The smallest objects can hold the greatest secrets and the largest rewards, and for anyone who owns one, the advice is simple: handle it with care, seek expert verification, encapsulate it professionally, and consider its incredible potential, because this coin, born from error, imperfection, and chance, represents one of the most remarkable financial and historical stories in modern American numismatics, a story that continues to captivate, inspire, and astonish everyone who dares to look closely at the coins in their hands. Next, 1990 Mint Mark P $quarter USA, a coin whose worth has stunned collectors and investors alike because of its rare, elusive, and shocking errors that elevate it from mere currency to a multi-million-dollar numismatic treasure. And while millions of these quarters were produced and circulated throughout the United States in 1990, only an extremely tiny fraction exist in the error categories that make them uniquely valuable. And what is fascinating about this coin is that it embodies a combination of mistakes and anomalies that are both visually striking and historically significant, capturing the imagination of coin collectors, investors, and historians alike. Because the errors on the 1990 P quarter range from die cracks and off-center strikes to doubled dies, misaligned planchets, metal composition variations, and other subtle anomalies that, when combined, produce a coin so rare and desirable that collectors compete fiercely for the opportunity to acquire even a single verified specimen. And it is important to understand that these errors did not occur in isolation, but rather during a period of high production at the United States Mint, when quality control measures, despite being rigorous, could not catch every deviation, allowing a handful of coins to escape into circulation with characteristics that would later become legendary. And among the most notable errors are off-center strikes, where the coin's design appears shifted from its intended position, leaving part of Washington's portrait, the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date partially cut off. And these off-center strikes are highly prized because each one is unique, no two coins displaying the same degree of misalignment, making every coin a one-of-a-kind treasure with a story to tell. And then there are double die errors, where the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment, causing letters, numbers, or images to appear ghosted, layered, or shadowed, a subtle detail that can be invisible to the casual observer but immediately noticeable to trained numismatists. And these doubled elements dramatically increase the coin's value, particularly when they are well defined and present on prominent areas such as Washington's profile, the date, or key inscriptions, and in some cases, the doubling combines with die cracks that form intricate raised lines across the surface, creating patterns that almost resemble lightning bolts frozen in metal, adding not only historical interest but also visual intrigue. And some coins even display minor planchet errors, where the metal blank used for the coin's creation is slightly off in composition, thickness, or weight, resulting in subtle color differences, texture changes, or even slight warping that distinguishes these coins from standard circulation quarters. And these planchet anomalies are particularly significant because they demonstrate a failure in the minting process that is extremely rare and impossible to replicate, and when combined with die and strike errors, they form a coin that is practically priceless in the eyes of serious collectors. And the edge of the coin, too, plays a role in determining rarity and value, as some 1990 P quarters may exhibit incomplete or missing reading along the rim, creating a smooth edge that is instantly recognizable to trained eyes. And the combination of edge, strike, die, and planchet errors transforms what would otherwise be an ordinary quarter into a numismatic phenomenon, the kind of coin that can generate headlines, drive competition at auctions, and inspire everyday people to revisit their coin collections in search of hidden wealth. And the condition of the coin is another critical factor, with uncirculated, mint-state specimens commanding the highest prices due to their preservation, sharp details, and visual appeal, while circulated examples, though slightly less valuable, still hold immense significance and attract attention from collectors, investors, and auction houses, because each coin represents a tangible connection to history, a testament to human error, and an opportunity for extraordinary financial reward. And as we explore provenance, we see that many 1990 P quarters have emerged from forgotten collections, old piggy banks, inherited coin jars, and random pockets. illustrating the thrilling possibility that ordinary people could unknowingly hold multi-million-dollar coins in their homes, and stories abound of individuals who discover these treasures while casually sorting coins, cleaning drawers, or examining old collections, instantly turning mundane moments into life-changing events. And the $9 million valuation reflects not just scarcity, but the combination of rarity, historical significance, era type, condition, and demand in the collector's market, where verified examples are few and highly sought after, driving fierce bidding, intense competition, and often astronomical prices. At specialized auctions, private sales, and online marketplaces, and one of the most fascinating aspects of the 1990p quarter is the subtle interplay of multiple era types on a single coin, where off-center strikes may coexist with doubled dies, die cracks, or planchet anomalies, producing a compound rarity that is far more valuable than any individual era alone. And experts carefully examine each specimen for these details, using magnification, measurement tools, and historical reference to authenticate, grade, and verify the coins, because even the smallest flaw in the analysis could impact valuation dramatically, and the excitement is further heightened by the fact that only a limited number of verified 1990p era quarters are known to exist, making every discovery a newsworthy event in the numismatic community. And as these coins continue to circulate through collections, auctions, and private holdings, the market value is expected to rise over time, fueled by scarcity, interest from high-end collectors, and the enduring fascination with physical currency in an increasingly digital age, where coins like the 1990p quarter not only serve as a store of value but also as historical artifacts that capture a moment in time, reflecting both human error and the enduring allure of rare collectibles. And the 1990p quarter's legacy is not only financial but also educational, offering numismatists, students, and enthusiasts the opportunity to study minting processes, understand the effects of die wear, misalignment, and material composition, and appreciate the intricate interplay of chance and precision that makes each era coin unique. And for anyone lucky enough to hold a verified specimen, the coin represents more than money. It is a piece of history, a symbol of rare opportunity, and a tangible connection to the story of the United States Mint in 1990. And these coins continue to inspire collectors to explore coin rolls, examine change, and research historical minting processes in hopes of uncovering treasures hidden in plain sight, demonstrating that extraordinary value often lies in the most ordinary of places, that patience, knowledge, and careful observation can unlock unimaginable rewards, and that the story of a simple quarter minted in 1990 can reach heights of $9 million, changing lives, inspiring awe, and fueling the dreams of anyone who dares to look closely, study carefully, and believe that history, mistakes, and chance can combine to create one of the most remarkable coins in modern American numismatics. And as we dive even deeper into the astonishing world of the 1990p quarter, it becomes clear that what sets this coin apart is not only the rarity of its eras but the incredible story of survival, chance, and discovery that surrounds each specimen, because these quarters were produced in immense quantities for circulation. And yet only a microscopic number escaped the rigorous quality control processes of the United States Mint, with the mistakes that now render them priceless, and the types of errors found on these coins are as varied as they are fascinating, ranging from minor die cracks to massive off-center strikes, from subtle double die effects to significant planchet deviations, from misplaced or missing reading along the rim to anomalies in metal composition that may cause some coins to appear slightly different in color, weight, or thickness. And when these errors occur in combination, the resulting coin becomes a compound rarity, a one-of-a-kind artifact that commands attention not only from collectors but also from investors, auction houses, and museums. And the allure of these coins lies in the sheer unpredictability of their existence, because while millions of 1990p quarters circulated through pockets, cash registers, banks, and coin rolls across the United States, only a tiny fraction were flawed in ways that create enormous numismatic value. And this scarcity has fueled a frenzy among collectors, who meticulously examine every coin in their possession, with magnification, lighting, scales, and reference charts to detect anomalies that might indicate an error specimen, and the thrill of discovery is compounded by stories of ordinary people who accidentally stumble upon multi-million-dollar coins in old jars, inherited collections, or seemingly insignificant loose change, transforming their daily lives in ways they could never have imagined. And the excitement is heightened by the fact that each coin tells its own story, because no two coins are exactly alike, and the unique combination of strike, die, planchet, and edge anomalies ensures that every specimen is a singular treasure, impossible to replicate, and inherently valuable in both financial and historical terms. And die cracks, for instance, form intricate raised lines across the coin's surface, sometimes radiating from Washington's jawline, from the edge, or across the date, forming patterns that are visually stunning and instantly recognizable to trained collectors. While off-center strikes can shift the entire design to one side, sometimes cutting off parts of the eagle, the inscriptions, or even Washington's profile, creating an effect that seems almost surreal, a tangible reminder that human error in a highly automated process can produce something extraordinary. And double die errors add yet another layer of complexity, where letters, numbers, or images appear ghosted, layered, or repeated slightly offset, producing subtle shadows or overlapping impressions that are immediately evident under magnification, and in rare cases, multiple error types occur on the same coin, producing a compound effect that exponentially increases value and rarity, because each additional anomaly transforms the coin from a simple collectible into a legendary artifact, something that generates headlines, inspires auction competition, and creates excitement in the numismatic community worldwide. And planchet errors, too, are essential to understanding the value of the 1990p quarter, because when a coin is struck on an incorrect metal blank, or one with slight deviations in thickness, weight, or texture, it becomes immediately distinguishable from ordinary circulation coins, and when these planchet anomalies coincide with die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubled dies, the resulting specimen becomes nothing short of numismatic royalty, commanding staggering sums at auctions where competitive bidding often drives prices to astronomical heights. And edge anomalies such as missing or incomplete reading along the rim further contribute to the coin's value, as the tactile feel and visual integrity of the coin are compromised in ways that are rare, unusual, and highly desirable to experts and collectors, and the market for these coins is fueled by both scarcity and story. Because each verified 1990p quarter with significant errors has a documented history of discovery, certification, and authentication, often involving professional grading services, encapsulation, and provenance documentation that transforms the coin from ordinary currency into a verifiable multi-million-dollar asset, and collectors worldwide obsess over these coins, traveling to auctions, consulting experts, comparing specimens, and verifying details, because even the smallest undetected flaw, or misattributed error type, can dramatically affect value. And this meticulous attention to detail ensures that the coins remain prized, rare, and sought after, while simultaneously preserving their historical significance, because the 1990p quarter not only represents a rare era coin but also a snapshot of a moment in United States minting history, reflecting the production pressures, technical challenges, and human oversight that allowed such an extraordinary coin to exist, and the excitement is amplified by real-world stories of discovery, or individuals sorting change, examining old piggy banks, or inspecting inherited collections suddenly realize that they are holding a piece of history, a coin that could potentially transform their financial situation overnight. Because while ordinary people might see a quarter as just a token, collectors and experts see a treasure, a one-of-a-kind artifact that carries the potential for unimaginable value. And as these coins circulate through private collections, auctions, and museums, their worth continues to rise, driven by scarcity, condition, historical relevance, and the enduring fascination with tangible currency in a world increasingly dominated by digital money. And for those lucky enough to own a verified 1990p quarter with significant errors, the coin is more than just money. It is a symbol of opportunity, a connection to history, and a tangible reminder that extraordinary value can often be hidden in the most ordinary places, that patient observation, careful study, and a little luck can unlock fortunes, and that a coin minted over 30 years ago can still command headlines, inspire dreams, and remind the world that mistakes, chance, and rarity can combine to create one of the most remarkable numismatic treasures in existence. A coin worth $9 million, a coin that tells a story, a coin that captivates the imagination, and a coin that proves that history, errors, and value can coexist in the smallest objects, waiting patiently for discovery by the attentive, the knowledgeable, and the fortunate.